This is Excel Chapter 1, Project 3. We are going to be talking about basic formatting, such as putting dollar signs and things like that. And let's get on it. So go ahead and open MOEXPS, and that's coming from L1C1 chapter or folder that is inside of your flash drive, BUSTC 150 Excel and Excel 2010 L1C1, and there's the file. So click on open. So we have somewhat comprehensive tables, two tables in fact. We see expense, budget, actual, and then bunch of the data. Well, actually, here's the data. So you have row headings and so on, and then we have another table here. So here's a suggestion: when you see this kind of table or tables, spend a couple of minutes to understand what is going on in terms of what's the story. So the storyline is basically we're talking about monthly expenses of January 2013. We have all these expenses and we set the budget. For example, here accounting services, and we set the budget for $500, but actually we spend $423. And here we have advertising. We set $3,200 for budget, but actually we end up spending a little bit more. So the story goes on and on and on, and we're going to eventually find the totals. And then we're going to be talking about what are the shares of different categories of a budget. So here's, for example, 0.26. That's basically 26%. That goes to personnel, like salaries and wages and so on, benefits, health insurance, and so on. So that's a little bit more than quarter, or 26% of 100. That's a lot. So anyway, basically we have two storylines: budget and actual, and then shares of different categories of items. So now we kind of understand a little bit more of what's going on, and then we can learn about actual Excel tools. So I'm looking at page number 21, and it talks about merging and centering cells. So it basically means when you have like a table like that, okay? So that is actual table, and here this is not a part of the table in a strict sense. This is just a date, and here's the title of the table, and table title is not actually real part of the table. So when I say table, it basically means column headings, row headings, and data. Okay. So anyway, so here's a table, but the title is off to the side. So I want to put it in the middle. So what do? I click on the cell, and then on the Home tab, and then go to Alignment Group, and there's Center Alignment. So click on it. What happens is that it centers within the cell, but I want it somewhere here. So that did not work. So let me just undo it. So here you need a little bit of planning, and the planning is basically you highlight the range of cells that you want to use it as a space to center it. So I selected click A1 through A1 through C1, because that happens to be also the width of the table. So I want to center it right along the width of the table. So I select those 3 cells. And then we use a special tool called Merge and Center. So that's on the Home tab, Alignment Group, and Merge and Center. So as you hover over, meaning that you point with the mouse without clicking on it. So you point at it, and then you'll get little kind of a hint or quick guide. So that tells you what it does. So basically it merges, meaning that combining these selected cells into one, and then it centers or put the center alignment. So the step is this: you let the Excel know which cells to merge, and then click on Merge and Center. So 3 cells turned into 1 cell, and it's centered at the same time or right after. If you change your mind, you can undo it, or you can also come here and you can unmerge it or merge it back. Okay, so that's center and merge, and then those 3 cells turned into 1 cell. Then you can apply different formattings, and it'll behave like 1 cell because it is 1 cell. Guess what? You click on it anywhere, look at the name box, it's 1A. Okay, let's do the same thing for the date. So you highlight those and then click on Merge and Center. So again, this name of this cell is A2. Okay, so let's move on. Page number 24, step number 4. So we're gonna be applying comma style formatting. So what does that mean? So in accounting, we oftentimes put, let's say we have, let's say, big number 1,234. We oftentimes put a comma to indicate the thousands. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1,234. Okay, that's what we do usually in accounting. So, but here we don't have the commas, so it's a little bit harder to read. So, for example, here is it's actually 25,000, but if we had a comma there, it'll be quicker. 25,000. That's easy. But we don't actually put the comma there. So let me just undo it. Okay. We don't actually type in the comma. Comma happens to be a part of formatting. Formatting such as change the colors and bolds and color font size and left align, right align. They're all formatting. And comma, applying comma to a number is also a part of formatting. So let's take care of that. So since okay, actually I'm gonna step back. Before we do that, let me step back to project 3B. I'm sorry, page number 23. All right, page number 23 talks about applying dollar signs. So we are going to apply dollar signs to indicate these are dollar amounts, not like item number of items and things like that. It's a dollar amount. So how do we indicate that? So you highlight those two cells, and on the Home tab, and then we have something called number group, and there's a dollar sign. So go ahead and click on dollar sign. In fact, if you want to, you can choose, British pounds, euro, Chinese, and so on. Okay, so you apply the dollar sign, and then if you want to, you can increase or decrease the decimal points, which represents cents, so 0 cents. So right now, the cents 2 digits are just taking up space without doing anything much. So in fact, we're talking about hundreds and thousands of dollars, so we don't really care, or it's not that important to see how many pennies we have. So I'm going to go back to number, that's on the home tab, while these two cells are selected. Go back to home tab, and then in the number group I can use increase or decrease decimal place. In this case, we're going to decrease the decimal place. Click and decrease by 1, click again, decrease by 2. So you can go increase, decrease, you can change. Alright, so that's good. So let's go back to page number 24 now. So we are ready to apply decimal place. So I select this range of cells. In fact, I'm going to go and highlight these two cells too. So did we put the totals yet? Okay, we didn't put the totals yet, but we can apply the formatting beforehand. That's not a problem. So you highlight the range of cells that you apply. You want to apply the comma, the thousands for thousands place. So apply that, and then, in fact, now I think of it, I don't even have to apply the total, because if we have that, the total will automatically inherit or take on whatever the format that these numbers has, but it's not going to hurt. Okay, so highlight the range of cells, and then let's see, there's a comma on the home tab, number group, there's a comma, and click on it, and again it puts the commas after the oops, sorry about that. It puts the comma right before the thousands place, and also it added this 2 decimal places. Well, I don't want that, so go back and then decrease, click, click, so the penny places go away, and that's it. Let's go ahead and put the totals here. So how do we calculate the total? Do you remember that? So click on the B13 home tab, then editing group, auto sum, click on it. You can visually confirm with the marching ends surrounding the range of cells that you are adding or summing up, and then once you confirm it, you press the enter key, and then once you have that, you can do the autofill, and that's it. And then we're going to move on to project 4, and let's go ahead and save it. And I'll see you at the project 4 in the next video.